Hi you guys, it's Meredith with Soulnavigation. How are you? I hope you are wonderful. And this is my Aries New Moon video. I am going to run through all these different scenarios. So where do you have the Aries New Moon in your chart? Now we usually, and most astrologers usually look at it through the houses. Like, do you have it in the first house? Do you have it in the second house? But I'm going to mix it up a little bit just because I like to do that. And we're going to talk today about, do you have this Aries moon in relationship to your sun and to your moon? Do you have this Aries new moon, which is at 4 degrees Aries? So where's 4 degrees Aries in your chart? Now, do you have this moon in relationship to your sun? Do you have it on your sun? Is your sun around 4 degrees Aries, give or take? And or is it at 4 degrees Cancer or Libra or Capricorn? If it is, give or take 10 degrees forward, 10 degrees after, if it's within that, then it's in relationship to the sun. When the new moon is in relationship to the sun, it's asking you to create a new identity, basically. It's asking you to create a new compassionate relationship with yourself. And it might be hard to do, but it's asking you to be compassionate and nurturing and loving with yourself and sort of build a new level or a new layer of compassion and go deep within yourself. This is a time to understand your identity and your soul. You might be asked to create a new beginning with yourself. Literally, you probably need to start something brand new for yourself. If it's, I'm going to be honest with you, it's probably not an easy thing to do because Aries energy is challenging and it likes a challenge. Do you have this new moon in relationship to your moon? So do you have a 4 degree moon in your chart? And if you do, give or take 10 degrees, I'm going to quit saying that after this. It's asking you to develop kind of a new emotional outlook. It's asking you to develop a new emotional fortitude, take an emotional risk. It's asking you to step into the emotional side of life, nurture yourself, nurture your heart, listen to your heart, put your heart over your head right now, which is kind of a dangerous thing to do. Be emotionally vulnerable, but not so much so that you hurt yourself, but be willing to be a little bit emotionally vulnerable, be emotionally in tuned, really listen to your intuition. If the new moon in Aries at 4 degrees Aries is in relationship to your Mercury, it's like you're being asked to create a new mental perspective and to communicate differently. Maybe to communicate softer or sweeter or nicer, you know, maybe to not yell, to lose the anger, to step into more compassion, sweeten the pot a little bit, to see things sweeter, to stop and smell the roses, to realize that there is goodness out there. You know, I'm sure that you also feel like there's a real fight that needs to be won. But if this moon is on your Mercury, you are asking to stand up like a warrior because it's Aries. But because it's the moon, you're asking to have compassion and to foster a new sensitivity in your language, in your speech, in your perspective, in how you see the world. Like, lighten up a little. If this 4 degrees Aries new moon is in relationship to your Venus, you're being asked to step into love and step into self-worth, to know your value, to instinctively and intuitively know you are worth it, to not compromise your values. Something with finances. You might want to think about what you love to do and how to make money off of loving what you do. Venus money, the moon love, Venus love, right? Self-worth. If the moon is in relationship to your Mars, which it is in my chart, the moon is square my Mars. And if it's, square or trine or sextile, it's okay. This is going to be some sort of theme song for you. If it's in a hard aspect, it's just harder to access, but it doesn't mean it's bad. If it's in a conjunction or a trine or a sextile, it's a little easier to access. So the square isn't as easy to access, and neither is the opposition. But if the Aries moon is transiting in relationship to your Mars, it's like getting your chi, your life force energy, and your heart in alignment. For me, I think it comes in the form of movement. Mars is movement, and it's chi. And I'm cooped up in my house because of the corona. I live in the Seattle area, really near Kirkland. And so really stepping into movement in a way that I love, because I'm not going to the gym, I'm not going to the yoga studio, right? So finding that life force energy expressed in a way that I love, really keeping my drive and my momentum and not getting discouraged around movement, but really staying in a positive place around movement and doing something that I really, really love. And that would be for anybody with Mars. I probably shouldn't have spoke about it in regards to my own self. But sometimes it's easier to think about, give myself as an example. Don't stop moving. That Aries moon wants to move, especially if it's on your Mars. It's going to fire you up. You also might see that you have to fight some emotional battles with the moon and Mars dancing. I don't really love the moon and Mars dancing together in any relationship, not even a conjunction. It's okay in a trine, it's okay in a sextile, but do I love it? No. And I really don't like the square, so I'm probably going to have an emotional stance, fighting for something that I'm very emotionally passionate about and being brave enough to do it. So if the moon is dancing with Jupiter, that's a lot of opportunities for you. That's like a love opportunity. That could be a new opportunity that expands your horizon or brings you goodness or good fortune. I think that might be my favorite one, to be honest with you, that moon Jupiter. It's also when you could take too big of an emotional risk and put yourself at risk. So be careful. Don't be anybody's fool. And then if the moon is dancing with Saturn, that's feeling emotionally stifled. I don't even care if it's a conjunction. Ooh. If it's a trine, ooh, it's tough. I think it's tough. But having like emotional maturity, standing in the emotional wisdom of life, keeping your wits about you while the rest of the world is going hysterical, staying very sober and very grounded. This could also be something with your mother and father, because Saturn, and the way I see it, not every astrologer, but the way I see it is Saturn is the father and moon is the mother. So mother-father aspect, right? Are you and your husband divorcing? Are you and your husband getting closer together? If you guys have children, you could be the mother or father, or it could be your mother and father. Lots of lessons to learn about growing up emotionally, emotional maturity. This is going to be a test for you. Saturn always brings you the test, the final exam. So what emotional test are you going through right now, right? Uranus and the moon, that is just erratic, crazy, emotional, out of the blue. I mean, I want you to be careful too. There could be some mistakes, made emotional mistakes. You could, I would check on your mama, just because Uranus is like the lightning bolt and it's breakthroughs. You could have an emotional breakthrough or an intuitive breakthrough. You could have an accident if you're too emotional. Your mom could have an accident. You could have sort of an intuitive, brilliant insight or truthful insight that rocks your world in a pretty positive way, maybe a hard way, but you might get a piece or a glimmer of insight that just changes things up for you in the real world or in your perspective or in your heart. I've had that before and it's exhilarating. It's really changed my relationship. I got information downloaded into me in an intuitive way that then was just a flash of brilliance. It was really cool. Neptune and the moon, I guess this is my second favorite one other than Jupiter. I think this is a spiritual blessing. Neptune and the moon is like the guardian angel. Do you need a guardian angel? Call one to you. Are you a guardian angel? Go be it. You know, this is the guardian angel. This is literally merging with the divine. This is like hearing God. This is like seeing spirit in your life. This is like seeing the animation of the rose opening. This is so beautiful. This is such the depth of real love, like real sacrificial saint-like love. This is how Saint Francis loves. And Pluto in the moon, that's usually an emotional death, an emotional transformation, emotional intensity that will rock your world. It will probably rock your existence and rock the core of your soul. So if you're having, you know, transiting moon, new moon in Aries, playing around with your Pluto. So if you've got Pluto at 4 degrees or 5 degrees or 6 degrees, really hold on tight. I want you to prepare. I want you to really prepare yourself for some intensity. And it might be gory. It might be hard. It might be really challenging. Somebody might want to dominate you or take advantage of you emotionally. Don't let it happen. Be super strong on that March 24th if you've got Pluto dancing with the moon. So I hope this helps you. I didn't go through the houses, but tell me where your moon is and what planet is it dancing with or playing with, and let me know how this is showing up for you. Also, I want you to go check out my new moon ritual video right here on my YouTube channel so you can step into the power and the magic of manifesting on the new moon. This is a really powerful new moon because it's right at the time of the equinox. And so it's like double duty, high, potent, unbelievable energy. And God knows we need really good, powerful energy right now to manifest our hopes and dreams and wishes. And there is a new beginning. While it looks like everything around us is ending, it's actually, there is in this piece of coal, there is a diamond. There is. But we have to find it and we have to harness it. So if you do have one of those harder planets like the Pluto one or the Mars one, the one where you have to fight for something, or just realize that there is great cause and great purpose in it. It's not just for naught. It's not just for kicks. You know, it's not just for shits and giggles. It's for deep transformation, to build character, to grow the soul, to work towards enlightenment, to understand love, to understand what the hell we're even here for, right? To put our purpose into the world. So this is a warrior new moon. And I hope you also saw my video on the most important dates for March, because we are really in for it. And it's not going to be simple. It's going to be really, really tough in March and April. So I hope you watch that video along with my new moon ritual video so you can know how to do that. And if you don't know who I am, I'm Meredith with Soulnavigation, and you can read all about me in the notes section. I'm an evolutionary astrologer. I've been doing this for 23 years, and I'm absolutely loving having you here on my channel. If you haven't subscribed, please be a subscriber. I'm trying to get to 20,000 subscribers now. It's my new goal for 2021. So meet me here on Sundays at 9:30. I load new content every Sunday, 9:30 Pacific time, 9:30 a.m. Pacific time. And I also do a video once in a while midweek. So subscribe so you don't miss my content. And also go join me on my Instagram account at soul_navigation, where I do more daily videos and daily horoscope. Take good care. From my house to yours, stay safe. Stay super, super safe. I'm sending you gobs and gobs of love and good high vibrations. Bye for now.